Okay, hi YouTubers, we're back with part 2 of how to update your Cricut Expression to use with Shortcuts a Lot 5. So in part 1 I showed you how to see what the firmware is and how to find it on your Cricut Expression. And this one we're going to show you how to use Design Studio in the trial version to help you update that firmware that you may have to a minimum of version 2.34. Now, depending what the firmware is on your Cricut, you may need to do this several times because every pass, so every update that you press the button is one update, and I can't tell you. You may be on version 2.000, but you need to get it up to 2.034. 2.034, yeah. All right. So what you need to do is I'll put a link to where you need to follow to get the trial version of Design Studio. Do not be confused with Design Space, which is what the newer Cricut models use. We are talking Design Studio. Alright? Alrighty. So I'm going to get my World Wide Web up, and I've already copied the link. So I'm just going to enter that, and then you'll get this. So what we're going to do is we're going to download this, and then you'll see it starting to download on the bottom left. Alright, it took a couple of minutes to download. So now we're just going to open that. Okay, I had to show this bit on my iPad as for some reason this step didn't show up on my computer. So once you've down the bottom on the left hand side, I just want you to double click that. Okay, and sorry about this. So that's what you'll get. Do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes? Yes, you do. Because if you don't say yes, it'll go away. You'll have to start all over again. So let's say yes. And then you're going to come to the Welcome to Cricut Design Studio Setup Wizard. And it's just a case what you do with every other install. You just follow the prompts, so go next. You have to agree once again. If you don't, well then just forget it. And then just install, and this will put an icon on your desktop. So just install. I usually leave it there because one day it'll probably disappear for good, and at least you'll have it. But keep in mind that this Cricut Design Studio is a 32-bit, and having said that, if you have a newer Mac, well, any Mac will not work with this. So for you to be able to update your Mac computer, for you to be able to update your firmware on your Expression, you will have to find a Windows operating system. Maybe you have a friend, because all you need is the computer for the update process, not so much for the running of Shortcuts a Lot. So please remember that. All right, so we're going to press finish. Then we're going to go out of this. We don't need that anymore. Okay, I've just popped this part and swapped over to my iPad. So finding, this is my desktop, so finding the icon on your desktop, I just want you to select it and double click. And what this will do is open the program, but what it's doing is just loading all the fonts and cartridges and everything, but that's not relevant to us anymore. It'll open up the program, so we'll just wait for that to happen. And then that will open to where we go to continue using trial mode. So I'll swap back over. Alrighty, so we've got this on the screen now, and there's not much you have to do on this section of this picture, but hit continue using the trial mode. Before you start, please make sure that your expression has been directly connected to the USB port on your computer. And a picture of the cord is here. So do that first before you start, and then come back. Alright, so you've made sure that your expression has been plugged in and you're on this page. What I want you to do is go to the Help menu and click that, and about 1, 2, 3, 4 down I want you to select Update Cricut Firmware. So this is quite an easy step. Now, like I said, depending on the firmware that you've already got on your Cricut Expression, will determine how many times that you're going to run through this process. And what I mean by the process is step 1 to step 4, but it's still quite easy. So the update process can take about 5 to 10 minutes from when it begins. So step 1, I want you to make sure your Cricut machine is turned off. So go and turn it off and connect to this computer with a proper USB cable. All you're going to need is a printer cable. So you've just seen the printer cable, and you've turned off your Cricut machine and it's connected to your computer. Alright, it's like getting all the ingredients ready to bake a cake. Step 2. On your Cricut machine, now you hold down the stop button. So put your finger on the stop button. Then while you've got your finger on the stop button, keep it held down and then press the power button. The stop button, power on, and then when you hear it beep, release the stop button and you're ready to move on to the next step. What happens is after about 5 seconds the Cricut will beep once. This is a signal that the Cricut machine is ready to be updated. You can now release the stop button. So just lift up and step away from the machine. You've done that. It's now basically ready for update mode. So then we're going to, in step 3, choose the correct model of your Cricut machine. So whether you've got the Cricut, there you go, the Cricut Personal Cutter, the Cricut Expression, and it has to be the Expression 1, although I think you can update Expression 2, but you can't use it with any Shortcuts a Lot program, or the Cricut Create. In this instance, we're going to select the Cricut Expression. Step 4, click the Begin Update Now, which is that one, to start the updating process. Remember, you must allow this process to run completely before shutting down this program or turning off this computer or your Cricut machine. Now, my Cricut machine was updated through Cricut Craft Room, as I think I've explained before, so I'm not going to proceed this step because I've got the latest update. But I don't think, from what I'm seeing with a lot of people that have already done this, that Design Studio will take you to 2.43. 2.34 will be as high as you will be able to go, and that is fine to work with Shortcuts a Lot 5. Okay, so you've gone through the update process, that's great. Here's a picture of before and after. Remember to just turn on your Cricut and keep watching the screen every time after you do the update until you reach version 2.34. So I'll let you go with this tutorial and we'll see you in part 3.